Hello, all my friends. Thank you for joining us today. We're so happy to have you here. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected for lots more exciting content. Let's just dive right in here. It is a Monday. It's going to be Super Monday here where I'm at. Not sure when this video will air, but please watch it. There's going to be some exciting stuff here. Due to me finding a Super or two recently, like two within the last 2 to 3 weeks, I have went down the rabbit hole a little bit and just thought I would share a little bit of that excitement with you guys. So we have got a few supers here to take a look at. We're just going to do a quick recap over all of these, and then I'm going to spin the loose ones on the turntable, and we'll call it a day. Thank you for joining. Let's dive right in. So one of my absolute favorite models that's ever come out, probably honestly I'd have to say my number one, is this 70 Chevelle SS wagon. I love the Fire Chief. I love this even before I was in the fire service. This model actually came out right around the time I was leaving the fire service the first time. And what a beautiful model. I love that orange. My first motorcycle was orange. And a lot of you know I'm a firefighter and EMT for a living now. And so it just makes this even more exciting. But this was, I honestly forget what year. I think this might have been 2013, something like that. I think this model came out in 2012. This is like second or third year that it was released. But there you have the Fire Chief. And I love that they put the city fire department back there on that back quarter panel too. The flames look awesome. Just a really nice model. And so then here we have one that I've cracked, and I'll throw this on the turntable at the end. Here is the Fire Chief in all her glory. Just looking amazing. I think they call them Steelies. I love these wheels. And it's just nice to have a side-by-side comparison sometimes. The orange that they did on the Super just really looks fantastic. So there's our first one. And then I want to take a look at it real quick. Here is actually a fairly limited edition card anyway. I don't even have a regular long card release of this with that art on there with the racing. But this is an international short card and on a little bit of a limited sort of special edition, if you will, card on top of that. But isn't that a beauty? I don't have a whole lot of shorties in my collection, but this was one that I just absolutely had to have. I was going to look on the back and see. It's got 11 on there, so it may have been 2010 new model, and this was a 2012, a couple years later when they did the Super. But there is the short, and then I've also here got a full carded model for you to check out. Everybody's having a great day. We just really decided to share some of our Super collection and just go over a few of these. Thought that'd be fun today. So there is your, U.S. and international in certain areas release long card. There is the shorty. Here is the regular. And there is your loose. So I'm pretty covered on the 70 Chevelle wagon. Probably tell that I like that one. We have a 69 Chevelle wagon that belonged to my grandfather. We may be just a little bit biased. And that is in the shop right now getting some repairs on it. Okay, moving across the back, here is the 69 Shelby GT500. Good friend of mine, very, very good friend of mine and a brother, Ferg, gifted this to me recently, wrote that to me. And you see the gold circle flame back there. And this just blew me away. I think I gave him a couple Supers when he was first getting started, when I had found a couple of extras. And he returned the favor and then some. Just tickled the mess out of me that he gave me that. And also, this green one back here is another one. And just, man, look at that. Just apple green. Love that. Makes me think of the Beatles. Ford Escort RS2000, also a random act of kindness from my brother Ferg as well. When he visited recently, we had a nice little reunion because we hadn't seen each other in a year or so, and got to visit and catch up with the kids. Just had a wonderful time. Shout out to him. Super duper thankful. 2 supers that were recently just given to me by my dear friend Ferg. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look down here at this one. Another little international shorty. I bought this at one of the conventions. Want to say it was a Hot Wheels Nationals. It had to be because I haven't been to the LA convention, unfortunately, not yet. It's on my list. But the gentleman I bought this from used to be in the military, and he pulled this off the pegs in Italy, is what he was telling me. So that just made it even more cool. This is a 2010 release. That is old number 5.5 is what they're calling that one. Kind of a newer, modern take on an old classic. I love it. And that's your international shorty that he found in Italy. Most of the shorties, I don't know every country that they're in. I feel like the whole United Kingdom gets these. Italy gets these. There's several countries that's all they get. I think Australia also gets the shorties. And then here, I also, again, love these fire models. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Old number 5.5. There is a nice long version of that. Sorry, I don't have one of these loose. I definitely want to get one sometime for my collection. But there is a couple, and these are old school. They were just called T-Hunts back then. Hot Wheels Fire Department, old number 5.5. Isn't that cool? All right, so moving on. Now, these last two, I'm going to give you just a little bit of story time. I won't bore you too bad. Everybody loves the Moon Eyes. I love the Moon Eyes. I try to pick up those models. I love 70s vans. I think this is actually the Dodge. Yeah, custom 77 Dodge van. Love that Moon Eyes. Fortunately, Fred's is not around anymore, but before I got the job that I have now at the fire service, I was working in Memphis and living in that area for about 3 years. I found this. I pulled this out of a stack out when you first walk in the door back in 2015. And it really set my collecting down a new rabbit hole, so to speak. I've always collected off and on since I was in high school or getting out of high school. Like started really collecting around 2001. But this one, finding this particular super, I love the rear end on this one. Just that Spectraflame yellow, which of course always ends up being gold, is just a beautiful one. So this model right here really set my collecting into a new territory, a new gear. So much so that I really, really got serious about it, started hunting a lot. I think me and my lovely wife, my wife, she was my girlfriend back then, we found 17 supers that year, I think, together. Almost all of them together. And then this, a little later that year, I think it was the same year, 2015 or maybe 2016. This is the Plymouth Superbird. Love that racing livery on this one. Here is, of course, the regular. And here is the super treasure hunt that me and my wife found by asking a nice lady in the toy aisle who happened to be stocking if she had any more Hot Wheels. And that lady ran to the back, come back out with 2 cases. We decided to split it up because we were hunting together. I looked through one case. My girlfriend looked through the other one, and she happened to pull this out of that second case. And I was glad, of course, that she was the one who pulled it. And we had a wonderful time for that next year or two hunting, and probably found 30 cars together roughly. I know we found about 17 that first year. And this one's super special because that is the first treasure hunt that we found together. And I love the color on that. Well, there you have it. A little story time. Sorry, hope I didn't bore you too bad. I'm going to put these 3 or 4, looks like 3 loose ones, and the regular and the super on the turntable, and then we'll finish up there. Thank you so much for being with us. All right, here we go. First up is the Plymouth Superbird. This is the regular, number 33. Love the paint. Even the regular one had fabulous paint. But what about this one? The super looks super amazing in our opinion. Very, very, very cool model. I try to pick these up when I can. And I actually owned a Super that I bought online that the guy sent me, really unmistakably, not knowing that it was this Super here. And he knew he was sending me a Super, but the one that he sent me was all small wheel. It's really hard almost to see the difference between the two wheels here. It's very subtle, but I did have an all small wheel Error Super. I probably should have kept, but that's okay. I'm sure it went to a good home. In fact, the lady that bought it from me messaged me and said, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to find this. You know, my husband is a huge collector. He loves Errors. He's going to flip. This is his first Super Error." So I feel like it went to a good home. But of course, I catch myself every time I see that Super at a convention or a toy show, I'm eyeballing it closer to see if it's an error. And I have got some all large wheel versions of this casting, the 70 Chevelle SS wagon, but I would love to find some all small wheel errors, which I haven't. And I'd like to get the Super in an all small wheel or all large wheel if I ever see that. If any of you guys, gals, boys, girls out there ever see that, please send the information our way. Okay, now let's go ahead and spin Moon Eyes, the one that took me down the rabbit hole officially. Love this model. Love those 70s Dodge Vans. Super is just absolutely incredible. Most of you probably know Moon Eyes is a real mom and pop store out in California. Been doing hot rod parts since I think the late 60s, early 70s. They've been around almost as long as Hot Wheels. Love that they've got this little partnership. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope that you're enjoying the content. We'd love to hear your comments and your feedback. If you haven't already, please smash that like and subscribe button. Take care of yourself and your neighbors. Till the next one, it's bye for now, friends. Thanks for tuning in.
Like and comment and subscribe our channel.